So I think the pressure's on.
This is Jonathan Anger of Fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Macklin. We're here in Cardiff ahead of Jessica McCaskill against Lauren Price this Saturday, live on Sky Sports. Matt, what do you think of the fight this Saturday?
Brilliant, great fight, risky fight for Lauren to take this so early in her career against McCaskill, who's such, proven herself to be one of the best fighters in women's boxing. But I do think that Lauren is a special talent. She's naturally the bigger girl as well. She's coming down from 75 kilos in the amateurs to make welterweight, and obviously McCaskill's come up from lightweight. So although she's been welterweight for a while, so there's advantages for Lauren, but certainly experience. McCaskill, head and shoulders above her in that regard. But yeah, I think it's a gamble, it's a risk. But I think the people behind her, Rob McCracken, a team, they know how good she is.
We were just talking about when you boxed here before, sort of during the heyday, I guess, of Welsh boxing. Do you think what level is it at now? I mean, you've got Joe Cordina, you've got some of the prospects on the card this weekend, but where is it at the moment?
Well, look, when I boxed here, they were on Joe Calzaghe undercards the first time, which was actually at this arena. Actually, it was on the Charles Brewer fight of the undercard. That was one of the fights of the year. It was a cracker. Obviously, Joe then went on to, just win after win and had some great nights here. Look, when you've got a legend of the sport in Calzaghe through his heyday of a career, it's hard to compare to that. But certainly, Joe Cordina was a great talent. He's a great talent, world champion. Lauren Price is a special talent as well. It's probably, it comes in cycles, doesn't it? You'll have a great period, then it dies off a little bit. And that goes across the board. Ricky Hatton, Manchester boxing was booming because he was going so well, and you had lots of good fighters coming along on the undercard. Before that, I think it was Prince Nassim Hamed in Sheffield, and Ryan Rowe, Johnny Nelson. So it comes in cycles, in waves. But this could be another sort of surge for Welsh boxing.
Hughie Fury, second fight in a month. Yeah, what do you expect from him on Saturday, and what do you expect from him over the next year?
Well, look, he's been so inactive, through no fault of his own. But it might take a few fights to really shake that rush. Yeah, the last fight would have helped him, but another one here now, and hopefully he comes through unscathed, no injuries, and can get out again, ASAP, and really gets built some momentum in his career. Because when inactivity is a real killer, and more so these days than ever before.
Obviously, next week it's coming right up. Fury Usyk, thoughts?
I just can't wait to get out there and experience the buzz and the excitement. Undisputed, two undefeated fighters in the undisputed champion in the full belt era, the first. So it's going to be an historic event, and it's long overdue.
In terms of what they're both going to weigh, I spoke to Andy Clark yesterday. He reckons Fury's going to be about 50 pounds heavier than Usyk when they weigh in. What weight do you think Fury's going to be at? I think that's sort of one of the key questions here.
I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing it'll be in and around the 19 stone mark, give or take. I don't think he'll come dramatically lighter or dramatically heavier. I think he'll be somewhere in and around that weight.
What game plan do you think Fury's going to adopt in this fight? Do you think he's going to, try and stick it on Usyk, make his size count, or do you think maybe he's going to surprise us and maybe try and box with him?
Look, Usyk's best asset is his mobility. You know what I mean? He's constantly feinting, twitching. He's always stepping off angles, and his movement. But I think Fury will close him down. He'll use the jab, use his reach at long range, and then when Usyk tries to get into mid-distance, get his shots off, and get out again, I think Fury will just close him down, smother him, grab him, lean on him, and that's what I think he'll do. He'll, you know, because it's all about controlling the pace, controlling the range at which the fight is fought. So I think Fury will keep it long or tie him up when he gets close. You know, when he won't. I don't think he'll try not to allow Usyk to be active at mid-range.
In terms of you know, who's got the most pressure next week, is it kind of even given, you know, what's at stake here, or is there, would you say there's more pressure on Fury given his last performance?
I think it's more pressure on Fury because he's the favourite. You know, he's the bigger man. He's diminished Usyk, calling him a middleweight. This little guy, obviously, he's coming off the back of a poor performance. So I think the pressure's on Fury. I think Usyk, you know, obviously he's got his own expectations, but in terms of perception, general public perception, I don't think he's got much to lose.
Just wanted to get your opinion. I saw David Haye's comments on the fight, and he said if Usyk had a bit more punch power, it maybe lean to him, but because, you know, Fury's got the advantage with, you know, boxing at long range, he feels like that's going to favour Fury more than Usyk. I mean, do you agree? Yeah, I do. I don't. You know, it's hard to envisage Usyk taking Fury out with one shot. You know, so that kind of puncher's chance, getting lucky, is out of the bag really. So then he's got to outbox, outmaneuver, or, you know, break Fury down. It's a hard one to see, I think. It's not impossible. You know, he's really good, Usyk, very clever. He's super fit. He's so mobile. But I just think Fury's very clever too. I think he'll have his tactics spot on. I just think if he has to, he'll nullify Usyk. You know, like I say, he can. If he's working at long range and the jab's working and he's catching it, he'll keep it there. If Usyk is getting into mid-distance and having success, then I think Fury will just grab him, hold him, pull him, lean on him, and break him down that way. Just a few predictions from you. The week after that, the rematch between Taylor and Catterall. How do you think that's going to play out?
Do you know what? I don't know what Taylor's got left, truth be told. And I think Catterall's always been an underrated fighter anyway. Not that necessarily he is now, but I think Catterall's a really good fighter. I think he always has been. He probably took the Taylor fight for him to get the credit he deserved, because he hadn't really beaten anyone of, you know, real sort of standing. I think he's fresher, and it might just have even if Taylor wasn't sort of at the end of his career, I don't know if he's got the style. I don't know. I think Catterall's style might just be all wrong for him. I would pick Catterall to win that fight. Like I said, I think Taylor's probably at the end of his career, and I think Catterall's probably all wrong for him anyway. And
just two from the 5v5, Wilder Zhang and Dubois Hrgovic. How do you think both are going to play out?
Well, Wilder looked shot, I thought, against Joseph Parker. Now, I know he was really inactive, and even though he lost the fight, he's had 12 rounds recently, so the inactivity's not there. But I don't know, you know, look, they're both. The other thing is Parker was very mobile, didn't really allow, and when someone's been inactive and their timing's out and their distance is out, Wilder wasn't able to land that big shot on Zhang. Zhang isn't mobile, you know, he's quite static, he's there to be hit, and if Wilder can connect, then maybe he knocks him out. But, you know, you could also say if Zhang connects, he's going to knock Wilder out. So I don't know, they're both big bangers. I think probably whoever lands cleanly when the other guy first wins the fight.
And Dubois Hrgovic?
Probably Hrgovic.
All right, Matt, appreciate your time, and ahead of tomorrow night live on Sky. Thank you.
Cheers.